Hey guys, Jenny Aline here, and in this video I want to briefly talk about parallel reality and timeline shifting. Now if you're not familiar with that, then I'm going to briefly explain it in this video and try to encourage you, give you some tips and tricks on how you can shift into the best possible, the highest vibrational parallel or highest vibrational timeline, parallel reality, whatever it is you want to experience. I'm going to try to give you some tips on how you can shift into that. So now when it comes to parallel reality and timeline shifting, you can just think of that as just a big field of possibility. Everything that you can ever conceive of, everything that you can visualize, everything that you've needed, everything that you've desired. Just think about it like this. There is a version of you that's already experiencing that in a different parallel reality or on another timeline. There is a version of you that has everything that you've ever wanted. There's a version of you that's, living that dream life with the dream job and the dream bank account and the dream spouse. There's a version of you that's living that dream life. And I can be talking to that version of you, or there can be a version of you that's living really, really poorly. It's just a matter of what frequency are you on. Now, parallel realities, when you shift from parallel reality to parallel reality, that is a huge quantum leap because parallel realities, they differ greatly. Say, for instance, now I know that there's probably 1,000 parallel realities, but I'm going to just use 5 in this explanation. So say, for instance, there are 5 parallel realities, and over in parallel reality 1, that version of you has 10 kids and a fiance. And then over in parallel reality 5, that version of you is a virgin. That's just an example on how big they differ. That is, a huge shifting from parallel reality to parallel reality. But within those parallel realities, we're going to go with parallel reality 1. There are different timelines. Now, let's say in parallel reality 1, there's 30 timelines. Timeline 30 is where you are depressed, you're miserable, you don't even have a job, you're not doing what you love, you're not living in your purpose. And then timeline 1, that's when you're vibrating your highest, you're living that dream life, you're doing what you love. And then as soon as you reach that, and then when you're on timeline 1, once you shift your frequency out of timeline 1, then you go over to the next parallel reality, and that version of you is probably banging. But then you go down a frequency all the way to timeline 30, you can shift over into the next parallel reality to the lowest timeline. Hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, going back to parallel reality 1, say for instance you are on timeline 30. You're miserable. You're broke. You don't have a job. You're not doing what you love. And you're feeling depressed. Okay, but you shift your frequency out of depression into gratitude. Okay, that will boost you up a couple of timelines. And then let's say you're at timeline 20 now. Okay, you are feeling gratitude. You're liking what you're bringing in. You're feeling better. Okay, now you're shifting into compassion. That's an even higher timeline. You see what I'm saying? You shift timelines by shifting your frequency. And when you think about it as just a field of possibilities, everything that you've ever wanted exists. You just have to pinpoint what frequency is the version of you that you want to be. What frequency is that version of you on? Let's say you want to manifest $1,000. How would that $1,000 make you feel? You have to find that frequency. Find the frequency by just asking yourself, how would I feel? Will I feel gratitude? Will I feel free? Will I feel a sense of security? However it is you would feel with that $1,000, you have to feel into that frequency in the now. You have to figure out what it is in your current reality that's already making you feel free. What is it about in your current reality that's already giving you that sense of freedom and giving you that sense of security? That's how you shift your frequency. You cannot shift your frequency when you're trying to escape where you're at. You can't shift your frequency when you're not accepting and at least feeling grateful for where you're at now. And I know a lot of times you're just like, okay, I don't even have a job. I don't know how I'm going to pay my next bill. How can I feel gratitude? Well, look around you. Do you have both your feet? You have both your hands? Okay. Well, somewhere there's a version of you that does not have that. Okay. Maybe. Or not even another version of you. Somewhere there's people that they don't even have that. So feel grateful for at least having that. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so simple when you think about it. Just look at other people's situation versus yours. I know that might be a scandalous thing to say, but that's what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do to shift your frequency. Feel grateful for whatever you can. And we speak about gratitude a lot, but guys, like, a lot of us, we want to feel free. What is it about your reality now that's giving you that sense of freedom? You know, we want to feel secure. What is it in your reality now that's making you feel secure? You have to feel it now so that you can shift onto that frequency to collapse into that timeline. That's as simple as it can get. Feel into the frequency so that you can collapse into that timeline. Feel into the frequency by trying to figure out what frequency is that version of you on. How does that version of you feel? What is it that you even want to manifest? Get clear about what it is that you want. Get clear about the state or the frequency you want to be in, and feel that frequency now. And you cannot feel into that frequency trying to escape your current situation. You have to love, you have to accept and appreciate where you're at in order to shift up a timeline. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people been talking about the timeline seal, but I feel like, whatever it is that you choose, make sure you don't choose that in a state of fear. Make sure you choose, whatever's going to keep you at peace, whatever's going to keep you at fear. Don't look at this as a scary thing. It's all about frequency. You have to keep your frequency high. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's your situation and your frequency that matters. So if you're in a relationship that you don't like, instead of just, oh my God, I have to up and leave this situation, it's not saying you can't take your time. You have to shift your frequency so that, the situation is going to be easier to escape. It's all about shifting your frequency. It's not really about the circumstance. It's about the state of being. The state of being is what really matters. So shift your frequency, shift your state of being, and then your circumstance will automatically shift. That's what it's about. None of this really matters. This physical body, these situations, it doesn't really matter. So, I say that to say this, make those gratitude lists, make those freedom lists, those security lists, whatever it is you want to feel, make those lists. Figure out what it is about your current situation or about your reality that already makes you feel that way. As soon as you shift your frequency, that's when the change is going to come. And it's not overnight, guys. It is not an overnight process. It took us years and years and years to accumulate these limiting beliefs. And, we're in, with these limiting beliefs and these programs that we have running, it's a state of hell. And it took us years to get into this hell. It's going to take us some time, and it's going to take some work to get us out. So continue to do the inner work. Work on your healing, work on your journey, work on your happiness, and, everything around you is going to shift. So hopefully that helps you. Like I said, I make videos when I'm feeling inspired. So, I pop on and off, but I've been feeling inspired lately, so I'll be back with another video sooner than later, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.